Good evening, hello, namaskar to each and everyone watching us live over here on the Limitless Show on this Wednesday evening. This is the 28th episode, and thank you so much, all of you, for all the love that you have showered on me and this show. And I'm so glad to hear from you how it is helping you in your own growth journey of being limitless. So today I want to, bring a guest in front of you who is a practitioner of alternate therapies, and she's one of a handful of clinical hypnotists in Kolkata, and she also practices regression therapy and angel therapy. Reads tarot cards, chakra healing, balancing through crystals, numerology. She is professional in all of this, and through the help of tarot she can also read a person's present state of mind, their past, and obviously the future with high accuracy. So she will be coming over here and sharing all the wisdom that she has to share through a decade of her experience. So let me bring about Kritie V Rathi, and let's welcome her with a warm round of applause. Hey Kriti, welcome to the Limitless Show. Thank you so much for joining me over here. So
Thank
excited
you
to
so
have
much,
you here.
Anshu, for having me here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. So Kriti, you were an MBA graduate and you were working for MNCs. So how did this shift happen? Where did this journey begin from, and how has it been like?
Wow. Okay. So, what I realized was that okay, I was in the corporate and I was working with uh, initially with an infotech company and then with an FM company. And somehow the journey was getting very, very monotonous. Okay. Frankly, I think that's everybody's corporate story at one point in time. Is this in your background? Yeah, yeah, sure. So we had gone for a function to a relative's place, and suddenly there, uh, my mother went through a very serious acute renal failure. The funny bit is that she had no history of any issues, health issues. So just we were in Indore actually, and it was a December night. Indore is a cold place in December. We had to rush her to the hospital. She was in the ICU, and me and my dad were sitting outside, and it was like pitch dark because it was 2 a.m. in the night. And the doctor had frankly told us that I don't know, I can't tell you anything right now. It's just wait and watch. That night, while sitting there, when it was, you can imagine it's like an unknown place, you don't know the doctor, you don't know anything about it, and your mom into the ICU where she just fell unconscious in front of you and you just don't know what's happening. That is the time when I actually, suddenly it was like as if life is flashing in front of me, my entire life. And the thought which went dominant was that if this is how we can land up without having any health issues as well, like, where you really don't know what's going to happen next, then what am I doing actually with my life now? When I'm not enjoying something, why am I doing this? What is the need to do this? And that point in time, I didn't know where I was heading though, but I decided to resign from my job and I just took a break and I was in an open scenario in a receptive mode where I asked the universe to guide me and show me wherever is, finally is the call. And after that point in time, tarot fell onto my lap. It had actually fallen into my lap, and the journey began. So after tarot, it was no looking back. Though I remember my father asking me that, how come you've got into all this? You had a proper good, you were earning quite well. There was a fixed salary package. How could you? I mean, why are you getting into all this? And I just knew what. So frankly, I don't think money mattered or anything else mattered at that point in time. It was just the call. And that is how my journey started. And then one after the other. So after tarot, it was angel therapy, then numerology and crystals and hypnotherapy, regression therapy, tasso, transpersonal regression therapy. So it was just one after the other. So that is the time when you probably realize that you are actually on your path. When things are just falling together out of the blue and you're just moving ahead without any hurdles, that is the time when you realize that you are aligned with the universal, universal path as well. Normally, if we are not on the path, we will face immense amount of struggles. We'll keep, getting those struggles on our path. But if you're just aligned, everything just falls in place. The amount of satisfaction I think after reading cards gave me, I don't think any one client call had actually given me that satisfaction. So this shift was amazing. Like now when I look back, it's like, it's miraculous, frankly. I can't even imagine how this really, really happened.
Wonderful, wonderful, amazing journey. That's true. What you said is when you're on the right path, it just flows like a water actually. And I want to share with you. So we have a lot of audience who are watching us right now over here. We have Ashish, Jignesh, Arasu. Arasu says, "Warm welcome, Rathi ma'am. Great to see you. Keep rocking." So
Thank
thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being there, watching us. So, Kriti, let me ask you, what do you mean, first of all, for all the people who are not from the same field and who do not know much about it? What exactly is an alternative therapy, first of all? Because to me, as a layperson, it means that maybe it's not allopathic medicine and or homeopathic medicine, but something alternate to that. So, what do you say? I mean, what exactly is this alternative therapy all about?
So as the name goes, alternative therapy, as you rightly say, that it is not the, the conventional method of
Mm-hmm.
medicine, right? If we all understand any issue in our lives, be it physical, emotional, mental, psychological, are all emotion based. Okay. So what does if you just reflect back on homeopathy, why am I talking about homeopathy? Because it aligns with our kind of work.
Right.
Even homeopathy works on emotions. If you go to a homeopathic doctor, the doctor
Mm-hmm.
would understand what is your basic nature, what are
Right.
your liking for your tastes. Do you like sweet, or do you like sour, or do you like hot, or do you like cold? So all these random questions are just to understand what is your temperament level. You're on mute, Anshu. Yeah. What are your temperament levels, etc., to understand your emotional background. Similarly, what we work in our field is also based on emotions. So if you work on your emotions, which is actually the root cause of any issue, starting from a cut on your little finger, going till illnesses like cancer,
Mm-hmm.
it's all on emotional basis. So
Right.
if you have fever, there is an emotion behind it. And if you cure that emotion, the fever might not just go as high as it could have, right? And it doesn't relapse. The best part is that
Mm-hmm.
when you work on the emotion, you become aware about it, you come to
Mm-hmm.
the core issue, it doesn't relapse. So the chance of relapsing is minimal. Whereas if you go through, I mean, I would not say that, you should not take allopathy or you should not take homeopathy for that matter. We always say, because right now we are still on that stage. We are not on that stage. People are still on that stage to have complete trust and faith on that point that only alternative medicine or alternative therapy could help. So
Right.
usually we do not tell you to shift, from conventional to alternative, but we tell you to use it like a support so that your healing is way faster and the chances of relapse is pretty low, as minimal as possible. Okay. So when you start working on your emotions, you become aware about it. You can actually get yourself again back to your normal state, okay, which is the equilibrium. And when you are in equilibrium, in a relaxed state, your immunity is pretty high, and no kind of any kind of illnesses can actually not hit you any which ways. So that is the state we get you into through these therapies, to your
Amazing.
state. Yes.
So when you work with your clients
Yeah.
and you work on their emotions as well,
Yeah.
are these changes lasting? It's like, maybe currently they are facing certain issues in life. Yes, that gets resolved. But are they able to maintain the same? Do you teach them certain practices which helps them maintain that emotional level, and, further, they can deal with those problems on their own?
Yes, exactly. So, as I tell you, so if I give you an example, I've had cases where people were going through, a lady was going through PCOS and she was trying to conceive. Okay. Uh, with PCOS, very few people have been able to conceive actually, because that becomes like a deterrent.
Right.
Okay. So while she was undergoing, I was taking her through clinical hypnotherapy. While she was undergoing these sessions, she realized that her emotions were stuck with the first miscarriage she had. Okay. We started working on that episode of hers. Okay. And uh, like before I go ahead, let me tell you that we humans are like onions. So, it's like you work on one emotion, it's like a peel. So, you actually unpeel that, then you get to the next layer. Then you start unpeeling on the second emotion. Then you work on that, and then you get to the another peel. It's like that. So, we are actually like onions. We have layers and layers and layers of emotions, okay, till the time we actually hit our root cause. Even though we are like onions, it is not necessary that all our emotion would have such a deep root. Even that is not necessary. It depends upon a number of things, that which emotion is very dominant in you as a person. Okay, and which is quite individualistic. It is very unique from every individual. So all of us have certain core issues in life. Okay, so once if you hit the core issue in the right place at the right time, then there is no looking back. So this lady, while going through her hypnotherapy sessions itself, we had taken a 10-day break in between because I was in Singapore then, and I had to travel back to India. So I was not there. So in those 10 days, when I went back, while during the sessions, her sessions were on, and we had a gap of 10 days. And once I was back, I came to know that she had already conceived. So you can imagine that how fast this therapy can actually work on you
Yes,
if you are on the right path.
absolutely. So wonderful, actually.
Yes, it's brilliant. I mean, it's very heartwarming and it's very satisfying when you come to know about such things and how it
Hmm.
is.
And I'm sure, as a person who's able to help them, you must be feeling that amazing, satisfaction inside of you.
Yeah, I mean, with every session, I mean, with every client, I think it's like out of the world feeling. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Great. Awesome. So, what exactly is clinical hypnotherapy? Now, in that we already spoke about the effects of it, we took one example. So, what exactly is clinical hypnotherapy? Because hypnotism used to be one word which used to be kind of looked down upon, some time back. People used to think that, someone can make you do something which you do not want to do by hypnotizing you. What exactly is clinical hypnotherapy and transpersonal regression therapy?
So hypnotism and hypnotherapy are two different things altogether. So this is one big, I would say this is one big confusion which people have or they misinterpret, is that that probably hypnotism is equivalent to hypnotherapy. So they are, believe me, they are not at all connected. Yeah. Hypnotism is where you have no control over yourself.
Right.
You are directed by a person and you're just following instructions,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whereas in hypnotherapy, we get you to a level of trance, which is exactly the same trance level, which is like when before you sleep, okay, before you go to sleep, we are already in a delirium kind of a state, right? We are already into that trance. We just get you to that level itself, not beyond that. Okay, it is exactly that level where you are happily, in your space. You want to be there. That is the time exactly when you are actually in touch with your subconscious mind as well. And
Okay.
hypnotherapy works on your subconscious mind.
Right.
So our mind is divided into two parts, conscious and subconscious.
Yes.
The conscious is by what you are talking right now, by what I am talking right now. Okay. And it consumes only 10 to 15% of the mind. So
Hmm.
85 to 90% is actually your subconscious mind, where all your files are stored. When I say files, as in the data is stored from the time you were in your mother's womb till date. So all those files are stored. So what we do in hypnotherapy is get you to that level, okay? And then we revisit, we relax you, we get you to that state. We don't take you further because we want your awareness to be with you. So that when we are working on you, you're aware about what is happening. Because a hypnotherapist is only a facilitator. He is not driving the session. He's just facilitating, and you are the one who's driving the session. So the person who's on the chair is the person who's actually driving the session. I would just drive the session, I'll be facilitated, but that person is taking responsibility of healing himself. So it's not as if, I'll just put you under trance and I'll just tell you that, okay, come on, now take out your credit card and swipe it here, swipe it there. It doesn't work like that. You're fully aware about it, that, okay, she's asking me for my credit card. You might actually
Right.
ask, and why do you want my credit card? It's like
Yes.
that. Okay. So people cannot fool you. They cannot take advantage of you during hypnotherapy sessions. And
Right.
it's very important for you to be aware, or else you would not even understand how and where the healing happens. So we take you back to supposedly a person comes to you for a heartbreak, okay, and he's not able to move beyond that, okay. So now we take that person back into that state, and now that you are in that state and you've actually moved ahead, because at that point in time when your heart really broke, you were emotionally into a proper trauma. But now that you're away physically from that state, your emotional levels are quite under control. So it's more of the cellular memory which is working. Okay. So when you get you into that state, you would actually go down into your mind space, into the folders, and watch that episode again, that what all happened. Okay. And when you watch all that, then you realize in the larger picture probably that your perception actually starts to change, because you can see the larger picture now from a third perspective. It's like the bird's eye view, that you're watching everything from a different stage. So when
Right.
you do, your perceptions change. And when your perceptions change, awareness actually comes into the picture.
Hmm.
So getting that awareness into that emotion is very important. For you to realize that maybe what happened was, maybe a lesson, or maybe it was required, or maybe I was just getting treated, which I couldn't see at that point in time, etc., etc. So when you get back to that space, you actually, the minute awareness hits you, you are no more, the trauma has actually gone off. You're no more there. And it works on that basis. So getting you back to that state with a different perception is the story, so that you can actually get awareness about it and you can heal yourself on those lines. So people really go through a lot of releasing during these sessions. They cry, they shout, they release, etc., etc. If they've gone through a painful scenario, if they've gone through something which is very subtle, then we need to do some body work, as in we do EFT, we do tapping, etc., etc., along with it. So that is how people go through this and they see a change in their perception. But yes, the awareness is totally there, huh? I repeat, it's not like I would just put you under hypnotis here, a hypnotized state, and then I would ask you to do something. No, it's not like that.
Right, right. I agree. So you have a lot of fan following over here. So all your mentees and clients, they have been putting up a lot of warm messages. Here we have Rishabh Rawat and Pradeep Sodhani, Niti Agarwal, who says she highly recommends you as a mentor. And then we have Sushmita Chakrabarti, who says you're fantastic. And then Kanu Sharma, who says you are a beautiful soul.
Thank
So
you.
wonderful. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here and watching her live with me. So, Kriti, I'm sure it works. Definitely. I have no doubt about it. But have there been any such situations also where someone had some, very, very deep subconscious, maybe they went through a lot of trauma, maybe in their past lives also, and they had a very deep footprint of those traumas and those negative sensations and everything, and you had to take multiple sessions to basically even get something working with them. Are there any such scenarios also that happen?
So, Anshu, generally, these sessions don't last only for like these therapies don't last for one session. So, hypnotherapy usually goes for a minimum of 6 sessions.
Okay.
Okay. It can actually go beyond that, which is case to case basis. So, as I mentioned, I was just talking about my mom. So, my good amount of spiritual learning has also been through her. She has a big role to play here. Unknowingly or knowingly, that is secondary. But so she went through uterus cancer. Okay. And the minute we realized, we actually got her operated, but we then, she chose to not go through chemo, and she picked up hypnotherapy instead of chemo. So, why do we do chemo? It is basically so that we can kill all the germs, and there's
Yes.
no scope for relapse again.
Right. Right.
So we just replaced that with this. We substituted it. Okay, we substituted hypnotherapy for that. And in her case, we actually went through around 15 to 16 sessions. We went through so many past lives. Okay, we went through this sessions of this life as well, where she had gone through a number of things which were related to the illness, etc. So we went to a number of places in her this life as well as in her past life. So every life, I think we went through around 12 to 13 lives. We touched 13 past lives. So you can imagine how deep the work is. It is not like, that only in one session you just go through it and we just sort it out and it's like a cementing. No. When you dig deep, and then you
Wow.
start working on it. So it does happen. I mean, it does take time, no doubt, but the work is quite, it's very deep and it's very neat. So there are no chances of relapse again in any scenario.
Wonderful. And that's what I think matters.
Yes,
That's what matters because it's a sure shot remedy that in the future you will not face any issues related to this.
correct. Yes.
Absolutely. Because as you mentioned, I mean, she opted rather than chemo, she opted for hypnotherapy. I have seen so many people around me, forget about, other people, but around me where cancer keeps coming back. It keeps coming back.
In my family, I have lost two of my uncles where cancer has actually just come back.
Yes. So
So
they are
see, it's
not
more about
permanent
trust.
solutions.
So this is more about trust now, right? That probably she had
Yeah.
full faith over it because I was operating or whichever way it is. And
Yeah.
somewhere, so my only point is here is that we have to start exploring alternative medicine, alternative therapies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Till the time we don't explore it, we would not know. So
Right.
if you're even going through chemo, you should actually support it through alternative healing, so that
Yes.
the chemo effect, lasts longer. You can actually
Yes.
make it faster for yourself,
Yes.
and
I
you
mean,
don't end up
and
with
since we are speaking these things right now, because I think very strongly for this. I first started out as more of a health coach, where I was actually helping people with these kind of, alternative solutions to the medical issues, rather than just running for allopath medicines and everything. And then slowly, even I got into, this limitless thing where I felt that, only health is not enough. You need
Hmm.
to have the best of everything basically. So I think spirituality, where we are speaking about spirituality, I feel it's not an option. I mean, earlier, even when like 5 years earlier, people used to say ki, Arey, why are you getting into spirituality, you have a lot of time to live. When you're after past 60, then you think about meditation and all these, what kya budhon ki tarah, you are behaving and all these things.
Yes.
We have totally misunderstood spirituality
Yes.
completely. I mean, we
Yes.
think it's something to do with becoming a Baba and going to
Something
Himalayas
to
and
do with
seeing your
religion.
family.
People think it's something to do with religion, which is the first wrong notion about it. It's not about religion.
Absolutely.
And spirituality
Absolutely.
is not external, it's totally
It's
internal.
internal, yes. It's knowing about yourself first thing, the awareness thing, as you call yourself an awareness coach. I think we need to be aware about ourselves. Who else will know about us if we do not know?
Yeah. Till the time you don't know yourself the best way, I think how would you know anybody else?
No
If
one
you
you
have
can
not
know.
taken enough effort for yourself, how do you
Yes.
think anybody else would take that effort? Or why
Yes.
would you make the same effort for anybody else for that matter?
So true, so true. So now, what is coming again to the other few things that you do, so that the audience gets a full picture of what exactly all these things are about. So, what is chakra healing, and what is angel therapy, and can anyone else actually balance your chakras for you? Because I thought chakra was something very, very personal to us. Our chakras are ours, and we have to meditate on those chakras, and we need to balance it out ourselves. So let me know, I mean, if you as a third person can balance someone else's chakras.
So yes, as you say, chakras are our energy centers in the body. Okay, they're a
Mm-hmm.
part of the energy body. So it's nowhere physically present. Like physically, you cannot touch them. They are not tangible. Okay,
Right,
their presence is totally energetic.
right,
But again, the point here is that your chakras can be healed and balanced by a third person. Okay, so there are various ways of doing it. The person can, like for me, for that matter, I can balance and heal your chakras. Okay, I can do it from a distance as well. I can do it, I can physically, you can be here and I can do it for you. That's there. But right away, I would say that I generally want to teach people how to do it on their own. So that, because see, chakras are energy centers, as I tell you, and there are seven major energy centers in our body. Okay, so they are spinning all the time. And as we know, as human beings, we keep absorbing positive as well as negative energy. So if you enter, for an example, if you enter a room, okay, the minute you enter the room, it's a new house, okay, you've never been to that place, you've just entered somewhere, and then you realize that you're not comfortable
right,
without even talking to anybody.
right.
What happened?
It's the energy, it's the vibrations of that person,
Yeah, it's the vibrations of the place plus the
of
people
the
around
place
you.
and the person. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly the same. And so what would you do? You would just want to wrap up very fast. Like, if you had a choice, probably you would just enter and get out. Or if you
Yes.
had to be there, you would just want to wrap it up very fast.
Right.
Now, in a second scenario, you enter and you feel very nice. You've never been to that place again, similar situation, but now you don't want to leave. You feel at home
Yes.
because probably the
Right.
vibrations are very conducive. You like being there. It's very
Right.
positive. So these
Right.
are the energy centers which are giving you signals. Okay, that what is happening there, and you are in turn absorbing energy and giving out energy. So these are like wheels in your body, and they keep circulating, revolving all the time. So they keep accumulating dirt as well, which is a negative
Right.
energy. Okay, so you need cleansing from time to time. So people who meditate regularly, like every day, their
Right.
chakras are usually balanced and cleansed. People who are not into meditation or other such practices, they really need to work on their chakras regularly. So
Right.
chanting mantras is also a way of cleansing your chakras, but again, there is a level to it. So meditation is one way which can be done by anybody and everybody. And it's a very nice and easy way to cleanse your chakras.
Yes.
So anybody else can heal your chakras through crystals, through meditation, through energy healing, etc. But again, I would always say that it's better to learn how to do it for yourself
Right. Absolutely. I
rather
mean,
than depending
rather
on
than
anybody.
getting the fish to someone, it's always better that they start fishing. End of the
Yeah,
day, they can
correct.
take help one time, but
Yes,
every time they face an issue, rather, they should not even reach the place where they have to face that issue. If they are constantly working on themselves, there will be a time when, life flows more like a river without any obstructions and everything.
true. But I think everybody is in such a hurry right now that we have to reach somewhere. We are all on a race, it seems, that
Yes.
nobody has time to, introspect and then retrospect on such things. They just want everything in a very fast way. Everything should be
Yes.
like laser speed. So if you are healing, please just do it for me. It's just like that.
Yes.
Why would
Yes.
I do it? If I can get anything done, it's easier, no? I just have to,
Yes.
it's just one message and things are done. Why would I want to take the effort of getting into my body and thinking about it? So
Right.
till the time it's not your call, and till the time spirituality doesn't hit you the right way,
Right.
it's still time to go.
Correct. What is angel therapy?
So, angel therapy is all about angels, as the name suggests. So, angels are, first of all, I would like to tell you on a public forum that angels are not a Christian concept. Okay, because I have many people, misinterpreting this as angels only belong or are connected only with Christianity. It's not like that. We Hindus also have, देव होते हैं हमारे में भी, पितृगण होते हैं हमारे में भी, correct? So we
In
all
fact,
those
I
are,
think all of us have our guiding angels also.
we do. So angels are messengers of God. So it is not, they are
Right.
not bound by any religion. They are
Mm-hmm.
only bound by love and love, the emotion love. That's about it. If you have good enough love in your heart and which is pure, the angels are connected to you. It's that simple. Okay, irrespective of what caste, creed, religion you belong to. And every person has two guiding angels from the time the person is actually born. So those are like your personal bodyguards. You can get anything and everything done and get help and get guided by them. So not all of us are aware about it, but at least people who want this, they should start connecting to their own personal angels. And it's very simple, like the way you talk to yourself. You can just similarly set an intention and speak to those angels who are your guiding angels. And believe me, they show signs. They respond back. So if you want a message from them, there are ways to connect and they will respond back. So if you're connecting with them and if you receive feathers or if you see triple numbers or if you see coins, if you hear the music which you really like, then understand that they're responding back. These are ways how angels respond back to you.
Wow, so lovely. It
It's
sounds like, some nice miraculous things.
it's very, very, very normal and it happens very easily.
Right.
Yes.
So you work as what, a catalyst kind of between the angel and the person, because since they do not know that there's an angel who exists and who they can call upon to help and all. So you are like that middle bridge who gets those angels to this person.
So I would call myself like a, I always call myself only a facilitator or a channel where I can just connect, people to the right source. I only think my role is that much, that I just need to connect you to the right source, and then the magic happens. So,
Beautiful.
I would introduce you, I would guide you, I would educate you, and I'm always there to support you. But again, I always say this, that the responsibility depends on you. It is your life, it is your choice, and you are the one responsible to take it wherever you want to take it. I cannot drive for you, but I can show you the path. You are the one who
Absolutely.
will sit on the driver's seat and drive,
Yes. Yes.
because then it's an amazing journey.
Yes. Great. So again, let me just acknowledge a lot of comments coming in, and so we have uh, Nobunita who says good evening,
Hi,
and Sunita says yes, the cancer relapses even after chemo. That's so true. We have Kakuli here, and
hi.
she says happy to see you both. Thank you so much. Ruchi is there. Ruchi Prajapati. She says thank you for this session. Anita Somani says too divine a feeling. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being here with us and constantly, motivating us and sending these beautiful messages. It's an amazing session, and I'm very happy that it's helping you guys. So now, how do you help people, Kriti, with vision board manifestation? That was something very interesting I found in your thing, that you help people with vision board manifestation. Could you throw some light on that?
Sure. So we have all these celebrities as well, okay, who follow vision board. So Oprah Winfrey is one who's been into a vision board practice since a very long time. So the basic concept behind vision board is that if you can imagine something in your life, it is as good as you've got it in your life.
Right.
So if something is in your imagination, that means you can physically reach there easily. So vision board works totally on visualization. Okay. So
Mhm.
we design a vision board, we create physical vision boards in the session where first we meditate, we understand, we prioritize what are our real. So we generally, it's like an MBA thing. What we do in MBAs, that MBA courses, that what's your 5-year goal, what's your 10-year goal. Oh my god, I get so scared after hearing all this now. So
Right.
what's your 3-year goal, etc., etc. So in vision board we just make what is like your 1-year goal. Okay, so for the coming year, what would you want to do? What are the
Right.
dreams you would want to achieve? And what are the aims you have which you want to, just be there with those aims. So in the vision board, we design the vision board in that way that we prioritize whatever we want to, wherever we want to reach. And then you can stick pictures, you can, create. It's a very creative thing actually. You let your child out. It's like that, you actually give that your inner child is out to just have fun. And then you just create that board and you place it in front of you, like I told you, that while you get after you get up in the morning, those first 20 minutes and before you sleep, those last 20 minutes is the time when you are in touch with your subconscious mind. So that is the time when you actually start meditating on your vision board, because that is the time, if you meditate on your vision board all and you create a story with all the snaps and the pictures and the write-ups, and that really gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. So if it's reached your subconscious mind, frankly, it is only the physical body has to reach to that state. You're mentally, you are there.
Right.
Emotionally, okay. So the journey is way faster. So if
Yes.
you probably want a house in maybe 10 years, and if you've done a vision board, you could actually make it possible maybe in the next 2, 3 years as well. So
Right.
things like a house, generally, which is a long-term plan, it repeats for a couple of years. Because obviously, if I plan today that I want a house, I really have to have a good backing, correct? In terms of finances, etc., etc. So then we can take it as a stepwise as well. But smaller things like that I would want a promotion, I would want to probably go for a holiday, travel the world, etc., etc., are very common aims and goals, and they are very easily reached. People also open up outlets like I have a couple of students who are into pet grooming. So she wanted to open up another outlet for herself, and we did vision board. We done a vision board, and in the next 3 months, she could actually achieve that.
Wow. So beautiful.
It's
So
very
fast,
amazing.
actually.
It's very fast. Kakuli is one more example, yes, who's reached a number of things through vision board.
Fantastic. She is a sannyasi now.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, one thing is, it's a fact that everyone needs to understand that we have everything inside of us, not outside. The more we start looking inside, the more we can manifest things and achieve the life that we desire. Unfortunately, we do not understand that. That is a different thing. But we are the creators of our own destiny. We have the doctor inside us, the healer inside us, even why do you, I mean, be it the fortune teller that we go to. I mean, I'm speaking about the tarot cards because you are also into tarot card reading and everything. Then how does it help them? Because you tell them the fortune, but at one place we are talking about creating our own destinies, creating our own fortunes. So how does that help a person when you're doing a tarot card reading for them?
So Anshu, I totally believe in this point that my internal universe is reflected in my external universe.
Yes.
Okay, to make it simple for any layman here, that whatever is happening inside me, which probably at times I cannot even tap into, is very clearly depicted in the relationships I have outside, in the work I do outside, and in my whatever physical activities or whatever I'm doing out, like which is external to me. So in the
Right.
physical reality, I would exactly see, it's like a mirror. I would exactly see what is happening inside.
Right.
If I start understanding my inside better, or I start working on my inside, my all my challenges which are outside, external in my physical reality, start diluting, right? That's the way the universe actually tells you or shows you where you need to work upon as well. So if I
Right.
have challenges, probably, probably with my husband, okay, hypothetically, like God forbid, but if I have issues with him, so somewhere I need to understand that if it is more about criticizing, then I need to understand that where am I criticizing myself inside, in which area of my
Mhm.
life am I very self-critical, okay? So
Right.
when I stop, I dilute that part, all the criticism from any part of my life will actually go away. So coming down to tarot, I take tarot more like not like fortune telling or predictions. My way of doing tarot is more about guiding the person. So tarot works totally. If people are not aware, tarot totally works on your vibrations. Okay, it is totally karmic. It's very
Hmm.
different like the horoscope, where you have calculations and you just, take out your birth date and your birth time and you calculate and you see the planetary conditions, situations at that point in time and you start predicting. Tarot is
Right.
very, very, very different from that. So once you are in
Okay.
exit, tarot would gauge your vibrations at that point in time. Okay. And then it would give you the answers. So when it's gauging your vibrations, when I read cards, I generally tell people about the guidance that, this is what will happen if you do this. This will not happen if you do not do this. Or if you want to
Mm-hmm.
get this in your life, this is what action you should be taking. So it's
Mm-hmm.
now, it's more like when it's guidance, people don't fear it. देखो क्या
Right.
होता है, हम सबको डर लगने लग जाता है जब हमें पता चलता है कि अरे 3 महीने बाद हो सकता है आपकी हेल्थ खराब हो जाएगी. So what would happen? You would start fearing what would happen after those 3 months. Technically, if you probably through any karma, you've erased that health issue also, but you would indirectly manifest it because
Mm-hmm.
you keep thinking about it and giving energy to it. That oh God,
Right.
this person had told me, that I will just be like I'll have ill health after 3 months. Whereas if I tell you that after 3 months there could be slight issue, and if you start working on these issues from now, you might not actually face it. So isn't that more promising and supporting? Isn't your awareness coming to that point that okay, this is what I could approach in my life, so might as well start working from now. अगर मुझे पता है कि 10 कदम लेने के बाद मैं गड्ढे में गिरने वाली हूँ, तो मैं 10 कदम तक नीचे देख के चलूँगी ना ध्यान से।
That is, Kriti, one way of looking at it. I also know of people who have such negative mindset that if they get to know that 3 months later they are going to say have cancer or they are going to have an accident, even if that is avoidable, I totally agree. If it is avoidable, also they would rather manifest that because they'll start worrying about it rather than taking precautions. I would say they would think more and more about it, speak more and more about it, and they will manifest it rather than actually avoiding that obstacle. So in those cases, is doesn't it work in the in a negative way?
Frankly, I'll tell you what, I've always seen people, such cases generally don't come for a tarot card reading because the fear
Okay.
element is so high, okay?
Mm-hmm.
हमें क्या पता चल जाएगा, that
Mm-hmm.
they would never want to sit for a session.
Okay.
So I have seen people where people are like couples, okay? So husband and wife coming, where the wife would be very would be very experimental, or she would want to really know, what would happen. Where the
Right.
husband would tell me, "नहीं बाबा नहीं रहने दीजिए," I would not want to know. जो होगा
Right.
देखो, because the fear
Huh.
element is very high. That I would
Right.
rather not know, than
Right.
just going through it.
Right.
So generally you don't, and then also again you would only attract clients like that which gel with your vibration as well.
Right.
So usually I don't get such clients.
Great. Yeah, because life has all these both kinds of people. One is the person who will find out and who will work towards it and avoid it or manifest the positive things. And the second one is, constantly in that negative mindset. So
तो अगर
we
आप
do
कुछ भी
have,
कर लो,
one of our audience, Madhu Vyas, who says that positive mindset is very powerful.
very
And she
very
also goes on to say that, yes, we manifest our future by giving our thoughts, emotions, and energy. So I have a question over here. Uh, from one of the audiences, Jignesh Patel. He says, I want to overcome anxiety suffering from more than 15 years. Hypnotherapy can remove my anxiety. I know him personally. So, he faces with an social anxiety issue, Kriti, where when he goes out in the public between even a couple of people out of his family, he starts, sweating and feeling very, very anxious. And he has been facing this issue since a long, long time and not able to overcome it.
Again, I'll say that yes, you can. So, any kind of issue, however old it is, we can work through hypnotherapy. Rather, hypnotherapy would work wonderfully well because it's like it will work towards his core. And if it goes from the core, it would not relapse again. So,
Right,
hypnotherapy would work wonderfully well with such issues. Also, with hypnotherapy, we do something called as inner child healing. So, inner child healing is also a part of hypnotherapy. So, it's like a combination. So,
right.
yes, he can be cured pretty well through hypnotherapy. There's no problem with that.
Wonderful. You basically go ahead and see all the past lives where this issue is
Not
creeping from,
necessary.
basically.
No, no, no. See, so now again, when I take you, if I'm taking you in a session, and when we are, when you think about it and you are in that space, you would actually hit only that file which is connected to your present issue.
Okay.
Okay, so you would not go exploring and opening every file cover.
Right, right,
So you would only actually finally get into that file which has the core problem, and
right.
then you start working on it. So when you're open towards working, the universe is also supporting you. That yes, I'm there.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's awesome. Great. And we have Niti Agarwal who shares, I had done vision board workshop with Kriti. Until now, I have manifested my wishes and eager to manifest more in the coming months. Good vibes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, so one last question for this round, Kriti. So every person has a purpose in this world, but do you think everyone finds their purpose in this life? Because I know for sure everyone comes for a purpose, no doubt about it. Be whoever, but does everyone realize that purpose, and is everyone able to work towards that purpose?
It's an awesome question, though, but it's a quite tricky question to answer. So, I would say on my journey, I think I was very lucky to know my call at an early age,
Mhm.
right? Uh, we all have a purpose, which is the larger purpose, okay, which is towards this entire lifetime. But then we have smaller purposes as well, which is like, probably for a year or 2 years or 3 years kind of a thing. So, it's if we at least start realizing those smaller purposes in this life, we would eventually hit the larger purpose. And frankly, the larger purpose is being back there with the Supreme, right? Even after taking all the lessons here in the right way, and then reaching back there with an elevated, I don't mean elevated doesn't mean that we are low or up. It is just a state that, you reach back with an elevated and a more aware soul.
Absolutely.
So that is actually the larger purpose of, I think, every individual. But
Yes.
then for that, we have small, small, small purposes which make us reach there.
Yes.
So, and it's actually your call. So I think if we start just being aware about our own breath, the breath which we are taking, at least
Right.
starting with that simple thing, I think
Yes.
realizing the purpose will be way faster. So if I'm very aware of the breath which I'm taking in right now and exhaling right now, I think I'll become mindful of everything in my life,
Yes.
right? How am I spending my energy on every little thing?
Yes.
And if I'm so mindful, I'm sure I'll realize my purpose any day faster than anybody else.
It's my favorite line. I generally always say that breath is actually the only, wire through which we are connected to this whole universe, the whole life itself.
Yes.
This one breath goes away, and we are just a dust particle, nothing
Imagine
else.
if we don't take the next breath, Just imagine.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
That's it. We are done.
So through this breath, we are connected to all of this. We call it life, we call it Maya Jal. Everything is through this breath.
Yes. So one breath which you're taking here is also affecting somebody in another part of the galaxy.
Yes,
Just imagine how powerful you are. And
yes.
if you realize this power, there's no looking back.
There's
There's
no
actually
looking back. Yeah. It is said that we are a part of the universe and universe is a part of us. I mean, we have the whole universe inside of us.
it's a total holographic situation. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have my last signature question which I ask my guests. So, do you believe in limitlessness? And if yes, who, according to you in this world, is or are limitless?
Why would I say anybody else? I think I am limitless.
Okay, and why?
Yes. Why? Because as you just said, I am a holographic of the entire universe. So if the entire universe is in me, how do you think I can limit myself?
Yes, correct. Thank you so much, Kriti. And before we move on to the next round, we have again Nabunita who says, thank you so much for this amazing session. This is going to show the path for lost souls like me, feeling so positive, lots of love. Amazing.
Most welcome.
Oh. So we will just move on to the next round now. And okay. So karma in one line to you.
My God. When you say this, I actually felt that typical line that karma is a bitch, but I didn't want to say it here. So I was thinking about another line. Karma is a way to realize your own future. Whatever have I actually sown to reap ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
True. Do you prefer being called excellent Kriti or outstanding Kriti and why?
I don't connect with both the words though, but excellent Kriti is better, I think. Yeah. Outstanding, I think, gives me, I just attach outstanding with a lot of pride, which is not me. Excellent gives me a lot of humbleness. So, which is, I think, which keeps me grounded. Yeah. Which is important.
Wonderful. Wonderful. One person that has made the most impact in your life.
I just lost my grandmother a couple of months back. And I think after I've lost her, I realized the amount of impact she had on me. So, yeah. So I would go with that. Yes.
Brilliant. If life threw tomatoes and eggs at you one day, what would you do?
If life throws,
If life throws tomatoes and eggs at you one day, what would you do?
I would make a tomato omelette and have. Make the
Awesome.
most of whatever you have in life all
Yeah,
the
make
time.
the best of whatever you have.
Yes.
Absolutely. What's your favorite hobby?
Music.
Okay. Do you
So
play?
I've tried my hands on a guitar as well as a synthesizer, a keyboard, but I have never been very regular with them. So this is something which I need to work upon myself to be persistent. So time is a constraint actually. That
Okay.
yeah, and I like singing. I'm not a very good singer, but I enjoy singing. Yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. What are the three things in life you cannot do without?
Water, air, and music.
Okay. If I ask you actually not, some things which are given by nature, I would say materialistic things. What would those three things be? Created by man, basically.
Mm, now I think phone has become slightly mandatory. A mobile phone. Yeah. I'm taking the internet connection as an obvious.
Yes.
So a mobile phone without internet connection is dead. So yes. Second, I think I would require tea. I really need tea. That's my driving source. And music, which I understand is created by man.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, you get downloads from God only to create anything, but of course, created by man.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So, choice between these: pizza, pasta, puri sabzi, or pav bhaji.
Pasta.
Okay. Italian.
Yeah.
What are your top three values?
Honesty, respect, and discipline.
Okay. Cool.
If I can
One
add one more,
non-negotiable.
if I
Sorry,
could add one more, I would go with integrity.
I was not able to hear you.
I said if I could add one more, I would go with integrity.
Integrity is, yeah, absolutely one of the most required values in these
Yes.
lifetimes. One non-negotiable in your everyday life. One non-negotiable.
Like something which I couldn't do without.
Something which you would not do without. Which you would not spend your day without doing that particular thing. One
Brushing my
non-negotiable.
teeth. Brushing my teeth.
Okay. Apart from that, I mean, I think that would be a non-negotiable for anyone. But generally, for you, something which you will not do without.
I wouldn't go to bed without spending at least 15 minutes with myself.
Okay. Perfect.
So that's my time, those 15
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah. Your inwards, looking inwards time.
Yes.
Last, do you believe in having mentors or guides and why?
I totally believe, yes. As now I understand it more because I think I have a lot of people who are somewhere the universe is pushing them towards me to being mentored or, to being channeled or shown the path. And I really look upon my mentors who have shown me. I have been very blessed. I've been actually blessed with a number of good mentors in my life. And I think my journey has been easier and very grounded and faster because of them. If I would not have had their presence, I don't think I would have been sitting here and talking to you today.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, mentors are required. I mean, whatever we might be able to do by ourselves in like 8 to 10 years, the journey gets much, much faster. The pace becomes faster. And of course, we don't make the same mistakes that they have already made. We learn
So,
from their mistakes and move on.
so you have your own GPS, which is active all the time,
Right.
and but you don't realize it till the time at times the mentor makes you realize that you have a GPS inside you,
Yes.
and you should connect to that GPS.
Yes. And moreover, I mean, you increase your area of connection.
Yeah, absolutely. So the
Yeah.
mentor would not make you dependent on him. Okay, he would actually make you independent and dependent on your own network, which is
Right.
the best part of the mentor.
Absolutely. Great, Kriti. I think it was an awesome session and I had an amazing time, learned so much from you. So, one last bit of message that you would want to give to all the audience who's watching you over here. And before you do that, let me also again, share that there were so many comments from so many different people. So I want to just thank them once again for being there, listening into us over here, and boosting our morale. Thank you so much, all the audience. And Kriti, your message.
So one thing is there that we've all come on the planet Earth to thrive, okay? And the universe has our back. So just be aligned with your own self, operate out of love, and believe me, there's no looking back. You
Yes,
would not need breaks in life.
you
You'll
would
be
not.
taken care
Yes.
Just be aware of every breath you take, and believe me, you're just there where you need to be.
Right. Thank you so much. A powerful message. Let the audience, have the message sink in. Think
I
about it. Meditate on this thought and it will help you. Thank you so much, Kriti. Thank you for all your time. It was a
thank you,
pleasure having
Anshu.
you over here. And we will see you again, maybe after the 100th episode. We'll meet
I'm
again.
totally looking forward to seeing you on the 100th episode.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely.
You're doing amazing work. Keep it up.
Thank you so much. Good night. Bye bye.
Good night. See you. Bye.
Bye. Hey people, thank you so much for being there. And you are a part of this limitless movement by the way of this show. I'm also a limitless coach, and you can find out more about I have customized, custom tailored mentorship programs with which I help you go limitless and help you thrive rather than survive. To find out more, you can log on to my website, which is https www.anshutodi.com. Check it out. You can go for a 30-minute free discovery call with me and find out how I can help you in your journey in being limitless. So, all the best to you. Thank you so much for joining me over here. Have a great night ahead and a great week ahead. Take care. God bless you. Bye bye.